Good morning and happy new year, my lovelies. Sandra here and welcome back to my channel. And yes, we're going to do another makeover video of an item of Kantha Bae clothing, which I got specifically to do a makeover item because people seem to like the videos and I enjoy doing it, and I just thought, well, let's give it a go. So first off, I've told you before, if you've ever watched any of my previous videos, I love the Kantha Bae lounge pants, but the waistband is just it's not good for me. Even the new ones are not really that good. I have to have them super loose, guys, and I say this in all videos. I do suffer with tummy issues and I do get a lot of swelling and bloating. So I have to have something that's really comfortable. Okay, now I figured let's show you how the fit is. You probably weren't expecting this in the New Year video, to see my body, but to be honest, they say large, but they seem smaller than the medium that I got. But anyhow, so I got these off a lady, and as you can see, I can get them on and they fit, but it's a tight fit. Okay, guys, and if you don't suffer with tummy issues, it's probably just a really nice fit, but you'll know I do. So this is what I'm going to do this video. I am going to change the waistband completely. I did start off in the early days undoing all of the stitches, but that took hours. So now what I do is I completely remove the waistband and I add my own. So I'm going to show you how I do that. As far as the length is concerned, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is make these sort of, I don't know, sort of this kind of length. Okay, so we're going to take the length up. We are also going to add elastic around the bottom. Now they do look good like this. It's just I'm sort of pre-planning spring and summer. I know we haven't even fully gone through winter, but I'm pre-planning. I'm thinking, why don't I do some sort of capri type, you know, length? That would be nice. We're going to do that. Next we're going to do is change the colour out slightly. I haven't decided on the colour yet, but I figured, well, let's try it. I know if you watch my videos, I've done previous ones where I've done colour treatments, but I couldn't find the regular Carbona that you get. So I found one that says Carbona Stain Devils, chocolate, ketchup and mustard, which is supposed to remove it out of clothes. And I thought, well, maybe if you're out there and you've ever wondered how that would affect, if anything, an item of clothing, the colouring, let's try that, and then we can see whether, if you do want to change the colour of something, this will lift it out slightly to take out the red and the yellow so you can dye over it. And I thought, well, that would be a nice test because not everyone can get hold of the other one that's in a previous video, but I've noticed when I've gone shopping for these that they have a lot of different ones. So let's try this one. If it doesn't make a difference, it doesn't make a difference. But we'll all see together. If it does make a difference, it does make a difference. We'll all see together. Okay, my lovelies. So I'm just filling the sink up with some hot water and I'm going to add the Carbona. You may not see my face in this, but you don't need to see that. You're more interested in what's going on in the sink. I'm just going to use the whole lot. Okay guys, I'm going to leave that in for about 15 minutes and then we'll come back and see if it did anything. Take my gloves off though. Okay my lovelies, it's been 15 minutes and it didn't change the colour like the regular Carbona does. So just to let you know, if you are looking at removing the yellow and the red out of your colours, and the Carbona, the original Carbona treatment works, we know it works. The one that you pick up just for stains, that particular one doesn't lift out colour. So that's a good thing to know. Out of my plethora of colours, I found this colour called Camel from Rit. I have no idea what colour this is going to turn these pants if I add it to the pants, because they stayed the same. I'm not unhappy, that was just a test. We just wanted to see. So I'm thinking we still have the yellows and the reds in there. Why don't we add a camel colour and see what colour it turns out? So I'll see you as soon as, in fact let's do it right now. I don't have to keep modifying the stuff then. Salt. Colour. Let's dunk. These did have a really good rinse after I used that Carbona treatment. Okay, so now they're just, you know, plain. Okay guys, so what colour do you think they're going to turn out? Let's have a look. I'm thinking of doing, I'm thinking of adding a little bit of red to this just to deepen up that camel colour. I don't know though, they're definitely changing a different colour. Let's just leave it the camel colour just in case, and then we'll see what happens. So I'm going to give this 15 minutes in this water and then I'll come back to you. Okay my lovies, she went in for the let me just adjust this. She went in for the 15 minutes. This is going to bother me. I took her out, rinsed her really well, then I added the colour fixative. It always says to add half of it. I always add the full lot. If I'm doing an item of clothing, I add the full lot. I want to make sure it doesn't, you know, move around that much. And I haven't put it in the washing machine. This is pre-wash. Those are some nice colours. Look at that. So it's definitely gave it an over dye. It's showing up red there. In real life, she's more of the browny red, but she's showing up very, very bright on camera as sort of a deep red. But I would definitely say she's got hints of brown in her as well. She's definitely what I would call an earthy colour. So she's going to go in my earthy colour collection that I'm making for my closet. Now she's going to go in the washing machine and I'm going to wash her 2 washes. I want to make sure all of that dye is lifted really well. I've just gone round and cleaned my sink. So when I see you in the next segment, she's going to be out of the washer and dryer, and I will show you what she looks like before we start altering the waistband and the feet or the legs. I never use the same colour for the waistband, okay? I always like to use a completely different Kantha colour entirely for the waistband. I just like that little bit of extra. And the reason that I dyed the entire lot first was because when I have fabric left over from cutting where the legs are going to be, the length, I already have pre-dyed squares then. So if I get any problems with this, any snags, catches, rips, tears, I've already got a pre-dyed swatch of fabric that I can just repair it with if I want to do that. So that is why I do the dyeing process first. Okay, so I'll see you all back when she's been washed and dried. It's exciting. See you in a minute. Hey again, my lovelies. Okay, so this is the colour she came out. I think she looks a very Baroque kind of colour. What do you think? Definitely very nice. It has sort of this beautiful mustardy kind of colours running through it as well. So, I think I spoke about it before. I ain't got the time or the energy or the effort to go through and undo every single stitch along here. I was just going to cut it off and add my own. I'm going to find sort of a centre point. Try and keep it as close to the here as possible. Just in case you didn't believe that I did that. Now, I've got this to work with. What I have is a long piece of Kantha fabric, and this was from, I wanted to say a Pareo originally, from Kantha Bae, and I've been using it to make my waistbands, and I've managed to do maybe 3 or 4 waistbands with it, so it's not been a waste. It's not been a waste of money, I don't think, because, you know, it served a purpose, and now I'm actually wearing those pants, and they fit me exact. So I'll show you what I did. Now, the length of the Pareo was a great length. I already sort of sorted this prior. So what I did was I cut it to about 8 inches and made sure it was more or less the same more or less the same all the way up and down. This is about 8.5 inches all the way up and down, and then I turn it over, and I could use either side. I could use this funky side, but I thought this side would be quite nice. It's got that kind of, that Baroque kind of look to it as well. Now, the length of it doesn't matter at the moment, as long as it's enough to cover all the way around here. Okay. And all I'm going to do, I'll probably start right at the centre of this, just fit here. And what I'm going to do is, on the original side, and I want the original side of that, I'm going to pair them both up. We want it about halfway. Make sure I've got it halfway. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is just pin this all the way around and then sew it, and then once it's done and I bring this back, you've got a nice flush look there. See? But to make sure it's going to fit properly, I'm going to give it some extra, okay? So I want the extra all the way around, and I'm going to pin it. Probably this side. Because the pants go down like this, let me just show you what I'm doing. I can't do it as just a straight because the pants go down in a V like that. So I've got to make sure that there's going to be enough fabric for the right width all the way around. That's why I've added a bit more to it. That's why I'm bringing it out a bit more, because I don't want it to definitely have an edge there. This might actually be too big, but I'll know. I didn't pre-measure the others, I just did it, so I'll know and I can adjust it once I've done it. But I'll stick with the 8 inches and hope that that works. So at the moment, I'm just going to pin this on. Okay. That side is done. Oops. I'm going to leave that about the center line there. There. That's just a general guideline. So I know there was enough. And with the back of it, it doesn't matter that there's going to be a little bit of a sew line down just there. Okay, I'll sew it all the way around, and then we'll see how much we got left and just cut it off and just make sure that that fits. But I don't do the cutting yet. I will do the sewing first and then do the cutting, because I always like to leave a little bit extra just in case. Okay, the sewing's done. I've sewn that on, and on the correct side it's nice and smooth. I trimmed it all down, and I decided that instead of using a really big thick elastic that I was going to use originally, I'm going to use this one. And this one is ½ inch, so it's ½ inch wide. So I didn't need to do this big, but that's okay, I've got something to work with. So as long as when I turn it over there's enough to accommodate that, I'm going to have plenty of space. Another thing is that when I do turn it over to sew it, I'm going to be sewing it with a little bit underneath, so that it has a nice smooth edge there, because if I just turned it over and sewed it there and then cut it, I'd have sort of a frayed edge on that side. So what I can do is turn it over, turn it under itself, and then sew it down. But this is too thick as it is, so what I'm going to do is cut off, probably cut it down to about there now. I mean, it's not a big problem for me doing this. I like to start with extra fabric and cut as I go along, because in the past I've started with the exact size and something's gone wrong and it ended up being too small or whatever. So this here doesn't bother me, because this can be used for something else. But at the moment I'm just going to use it to cut the same length all the way around, just to make that a bit smaller. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm not a professional, as you can tell. That can be used for something later on. Okay, so now I'm working with this. That looks all different sizes, but don't worry, I can sort that. Okay, so I'm going to do it there and there. That's it. Okay, so at the front, on the correct side, hopefully maybe a bit bigger. There'll be enough to put it through. So I'm going to do it all the way around. Okay, my darlings, I finished sewing it up, and I'll see you at the end. I got the elastic, and one of these is, I don't know the technical term for it, but I call it an elastic bodger. And what you do is you pop your elastic through, if it's a smaller, thinner piece, through this piece, if it's thicker, through that. So you pop it through, pull it out a bit, just about that much, and then this bit goes in and you thread it all the way around and then pull it, and it pulls all the elastic through. I used to do it the old-fashioned method of just attaching it to a safety pin and pressing it through, but this makes it a lot easier. Like I say, it goes through there, pop it all the way around, pull your elastic through. So what I did was, I've done that, I've sewn it up, sewn it all, I got it to the right sort of width that I liked. It looks a nice small waistband now, nothing too, too cumbersome or anything, and it's nice and loosey-goosey. Let's go and try her on and see how she looks. Here she is, guys. You'll notice that I did not adjust the length, and that is because when I tried her on, the length and the look of it is just so perfect as it is. I just thought, no, it's a very elegant look, these pants. The waistband is, because it's smaller and it's a lot looser, but the good thing is it doesn't drag on the floor now, because I altered the waistband, it actually brought it up a bit, so the crotch is actually where it should be. It's not dropped. Normally with these pants, the crotch drops about, it's about a 1 to 2 inch drop on the crotch for me. These fit nice up where they should be, or where I like them, which brought the whole length of it up. So now I'll be right up against the wall. Can you see? Did I capture that enough on video? It's just the right length. And I've pulled out a few things that I definitely think she has that Baroque kind of look to her. And I'm not talking about the era in time in history where things are very elegant. They were very velvets and the purples and, you know, and the gilded things. She definitely reminds me of that. I mean, I could definitely see a pair of curtains in velvet in these colour and just looking absolutely stunning. So at the moment I have just my regular, this is my favourite little shrug. It looks really nice just like that with my shrug. But I also pulled out, do you know, I'll keep forgetting the names of these darn things. The Spellbound. I think this is the Spellbound. This is the newest one I've got, because I thought, I wonder what it would look like with a Spellbound. Would I look like I should be in one of those 1940s vampire kind of movies, you know, they're all black and white, but you could tell it was all, you know, I don't know where I'm going with that, but, and with my Spellbound, see how you've got that beautiful colour coming through. That I'm amazed at the colour of how it came out. I'm really pleased. So this is the Spellbound that I have, which has got the reds and the greens in. I also have the other Spellbound that is the original one I got, and I think I could also wear this Spellbound as well. I mean, it you know, I don't think you should have to worry about mixing and matching too many colours. This has a more deeper, duskier kind of look to it that goes the deeper, duskier there, but she's got some hints of blue in her as well. Where are my necklaces? I'm going to put a necklace on. Oh. So with this deeper, duskier kind of one, I have this necklace that I'm going to pop on, and it does have in actually some of the colours that are in these pants. And I just think that's a really nice look. What do you think, guys? I mean, they fit me like perfect now. They're a tad looser, you know, they're not really elastic, they're a tad looser. This isn't big and thick and chunky and, you know, pressing into anything. And yeah, I think, what do you think? Just about leaving the length as they are, because I think that length is just, I mean, it's perfect, isn't it, guys? I've got a bed here just full of my silks, and a cat has just literally jumped on there. I do not own a velvet top, but I suppose I could get the same kind of look with my tee. I suppose I could just leave my tee like that, couldn't I? And the Rowana, I sewed up the sides of my Rowana, and she has these beautiful yellow pockets, and I've been wearing my Rowana even in the minus temperatures. She's been keeping me lovely and warm. So what about that look, guys? With my Rowana, I'll just turn this over a little bit, sewed up the sides, make it a jacket. And then last but not least, let's go the full hog and go full vintage. That's really nice, isn't it? I am going to live in these pants now. I'm not joking. And this, as you know from the beginning of the video, this was just the camel colour. I think you would get a similar kind of colour if you used a beige or a tan. I've never ever seen the camel colour in Joann Fabrics. or any store or even online. But what happened was I went in Joanne Fabrics, and right at the top I just saw this colour poking out. I thought, what's at the top of that? And I pulled it down. It was the camel. I don't know if it's a new colour that's just been brought out. I don't know if it's discontinued. But I'm so glad I picked it up, because I'm so glad I changed the look of these. These have a very, I don't know, Bob and I like the old black and white movies. We like the French movies. Okay, we have to have subtitles because our French isn't as good as we would like. But we like that kind of, and I feel that that's got that kind of a look to it. My hair's growing, so. So this is it, guys. This is, I did say at the beginning of the video I would be altering the length, but I mean, you know, I think I would be a fool to alter the length of these. I think the wide leg just looks so good with the colour and the pattern that's in it. I've got the vintagey vibe with the t-shirt. Let's take this off, because you'll know, I don't know why I buy shorter necklaces. I love that one, but y'all know this kind of stuff bothers me around here. Let's put on the one I got from Sharon. All right, this is not going to bother me as much. And this is the epitome of how I like to dress, how I feel comfortable. The t-shirt, Kantha Bae, we know. My hat is vintage. My vintage beret, I've had it well over 10 years now. And I am obsessed with the colour that these pants turn out. So if you do have, now obviously not everyone knows how to sew and stuff. I have started doing a basics course on my YouTube channel, my colourful boho closet. I have started doing a basic sewing course, taking you from what you need, showing you a machine, and I'm going to be going on showing you the basics. So if you are interested in learning how to do enough sewing to get you by, which is all I know, I'm not an expert. There's probably better ways to do this. There's probably better ways to do everything. But what I know and what works for me, I can certainly pass along, even if it is rubbish information. But it works for me. I mean, now I can wear these, and definitely even if I'm having a day where I'm feeling really swelled up in my tummy, these feel loose enough now and not tight and binding enough that I would feel comfortable with these and my t-shirt and this, and I would feel very smart. I think I've covered everything today. Yeah, I'm going to be doing another shortening of a mu turning, because I can't have enough tunics, guys. I just can't. Actually, no, I'm going to do another ruched dress, because I have some purple, very lilac-y coloured velvet pants. I've got a ruched dress that I'm not really wearing, and I want to turn it into a tunic, like the other one on my other video, that I can wear with that. And the Rowana, I just think, because I've got the other Rowana coming, the one that's got the purples in it, I think the whole look together will be absolutely amazing. And my OCD is telling me right at the moment that I need to clean these items off my bed, because it's driving me nuts. In the meantime, I hope you liked my video. I tried to keep it sort of short and sassy, showed you what I've been working on, what I've been doing. Like I say, I've started a basics course on my YouTube channel. It is very basic, okay? And I hope you found something useful. Like I say, I think even if you have a colour, if you're not keen on the reds and the yellows that a lot of people I know, and not really, they want more moodier colours, it definitely, if you use the tan or some kind of a beige colour, it's going to come out, I think, roughly the same, similar kind of colours to this, which it's definitely a dark mustardy colour. It has grey running through it, and the reds are definitely your vintage reds. It's not your bright scarlet reds, they're definitely your vintagey colours. Thank you for watching. If you liked my channel, give me a thumbs up. I'm nearly at 200 subscribers. I'm at 188, I think. I know, and I'm really happy with that. And leave me any comments. What did you think? I hope you're not too disappointed I did not alter the bottoms on these, but don't worry, I'm always altering stuff. And I will show you my next video, which will probably be the purple ruche dress and what I do with that one. Thank you, bye.